that leads us to our Week 13 preview. This part, week after week, has gone from just picking head to head who we got in this one to it's become pretty sophisticated and it's become my favorite part of the episode. But we are into our game picks for week 13. Sure, bet of the week. So this is not really like bet makes it sound like it's betting, but out of all the head to head matchups, if you had to place money on one of them, who are you going with this week?
Yep, so this one was a pretty obvious one. In fact, there were a few obvious ones this week, but I've gone for the Dolphins over the Bengals. Cannot see the Bengals winning that match without Joe Burrow. I think it's as sure as you'll see.
Yeah, fair
Especially
enough.
if Fitzgerald is under centre.
Yeah, I feel bad. This segment's probably going to be the opponent of the Jets and the Bengals every week, but I have once again gone for the opponent of the Jets like I did last week. It's boring. It's soft, but it worked for me last week, and I think the Raiders are going to bounce back from their horrible loss to the Falcons, and I think they're going to put up quite a few points against the Jets. The Raiders got destroyed obviously last week, and I'm not sure if Josh Jacobs is playing or not at this point. It's looking unlikely apparently. But the Raiders actually are a top half defense on the ground and in the air, so I don't think the Jets are going to be putting up many points against them. And the Raiders are up against, in the Jets, the third worst pass defense since the start of November. So I reckon Derek Carr will have a huge bounce back game, and I reckon they'll card them up similar to what the Dolphins did last week in a bounce back game. So sadly for the Jets, they keep getting these teams who are angry about last week's performance and looking to make a statement, but don't think it would really matter who they'd be playing. But actually, a big couple of weeks for Sam Darnold if I'm going to not trash out the Jets, because obviously they're going to get the number one pick at this stage, and they're probably going to draft Trevor Lawrence. Like, you're not going to pass up the option to draft one of the best college quarterbacks of all time. But yeah, if he's going to probably have a few suitors out there, so it's important few weeks for him to show some potential if he wants to be a starting quarterback next year. Otherwise, he's going to have to probably settle for being a bench warmer. So yeah, I reckon big couple weeks for him. Upset of the week, mate. Who have you got here?
Yep. So this was out of two for me, but I've gone with the Niners to beat the Bills.
Yeah, baby, we are hardcore on the Niners train. Choo-choo.
It's in San Fran. I'm 99% sure.
Well, it's their home game, but they're playing in Arizona.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because of the Santa Clara County rules.
That might change it, but no, I'll back it in.
Surely
I'll
not.
I'll back in the Niners. I reckon they'll get up.
Yeah, they are the slight underdog in terms of the bookmakers. They were paying $2.15 in Australian odds when I looked last night. But yeah, they showed great signs against the Rams.
Now. Oh, really? It's 2:30 when I just checked before.
Oh, really? And I saw the line was like going out as well. So everyone's kind of on the Bills, which is interesting. But they're also, on top of the blokes they got last week, they're also probably going to get Brandon Ayuk back this week. Dee Ford is also a chance to come back from his long layoff, one of the best pass rushers going around. And the Bills actually have been really bad against the run since the start of November, second worst in the league. So I can imagine Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson will be carving them up, and Nick Mullins will probably once again steer the ship pretty nicely. So yeah, I'm actually backing in the Niners kind of hard here, but the Bills have been unpredictable, and they did have not success. They got Hail Married, but they had a pretty good game in the same building the other week. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, I like our bet there. I'm backing the Niners hard. All right, game spread. Which game spreads are you interested in here?
Yep, so I've got an absolute lock first up, and that's the Detroit Lions +3 against the Bears. The Bears suck. I think they're on a
You're a joke,
mate. They're on a 6-game losing streak, and Matt Patricia's gone, interim head coach. We all know the theory: when a team gets in a new coach, they bum. So
that is true.
I'm backing that in, and they have a field goal leeway. The Bears aren't going to blow them out. It's going to be a close game. So back that one.
Trubisky has a lot higher scoring potential than Foles. I will say that much, but I have to say, I think it's a good value bet from you. The Bears are in pretty bad form, but we do overrate the Lions. Like you love
Yeah,
them, man. I think
I
it's corrupted me. I think it's corrupted me. Like because that was my upset of the week last week, and they got absolutely trounced. But yeah, I think it's a chance. The Bears are playing pretty
Another
awful.
thing to mention, Golladay should be back this week, which will help out
Yeah,
the offense a lot.
and Swift as well.
And
Double
Swift,
Swift.
very true.
Yeah. What's your other one? You wanna, or is
Um,
that your only one?
I got three. Are we rotating or should I
Oh
just
yeah,
pump
right,
them all
sure,
out?
sure. Well, I have first of all before I get into my actual ones, I've got the 49ers plus 2.5. As we mentioned, we think they're going to win, and
Yep.
to win by less than that would be pretty rare. And I'm actually doubling down, and I'm saying the Raiders at 7.5 under, like minus 7.5 is actually a pretty good chance. I reckon
Yep.
they'll beat the Jets by quite a margin. But my first other game spread is mine are both similar style. I've got a bad team likely to lose, but I reckon they won't be losing by that much. I went with this logic last week, went 1 from 2 with it in terms of the 49ers and the Bears. But the Jags up against the Vikings, when I checked, the Jags were at plus 9.5, and the Jags have actually been losing a lot of close games in the last 5 weeks, even against like the Packers and stuff. It's all been 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 2 point losses. And once again on the weekend, everyone was saying the Browns were going to blow them out of the water. They only lost by 2 points. So I reckon the Jags just are made of that hard stuff and they don't get blown out. The Vikings are kind of the opposite. They win really small games. So I reckon I don't I don't know. Unless Dalvin Cook has an absolute field day like he was 6 weeks ago, I think the Jags losing is still definitely probable, but by that much, I don't see that happening to be honest. So I reckon the Jags at plus 9.5 is pretty solid.
Yeah, I saw that one. Didn't mind it at all. I've gone a similar one, and that's you'll hate this, but the New York Giants
Yeah, that's my
in
other one.
Seattle.
I'm on it, baby.
You're on it, yeah. Plus
Yeah.
10 at the moment. When I just checked before.
Oh,
Um,
it's
look,
gone out.
Danny Dimes probably isn't playing. It looks like a nasty matchup, but the Giants have rarely, if at all, been blown out this season. They've had about 4 losses by under 3 points, and they've got a very underrated defense. So I back them to keep it within 10.
Yeah,
And
and the Seahawks, we see them as like this offensive machine, but the last 2 weeks they
yeah,
haven't scored. They beat the Cardinals by 7, and they beat the Eagles by like 6 or something. Did you hear about the Eagles spread?
nah. Oh
They are
yeah. It was six
they
and
were
a
at
half.
plus 6.5,
Yeah,
and they went for the 2 point conversion on that Hail Mary touchdown, and the margin went to 6.
yeah. There
So
was so many. Everyone was fuming on Twitter about
yeah, yeah, it was pretty funny. But I saw that on a talk
it.
show.
Mate,
But
that
yeah, that's
Hail
my
Mary was
prediction.
AIDS. That was
It was
disgusting.
actually a good catch, like
Yeah,
reflex, but yeah, it was pretty
slips back.
dodgy how it happened. Yeah, it was funny, but yeah, I've got New York as well. I had them at plus 9.5, but plus 10. Shut your lips.
Yeah, and I think
um,
if Danny Dimes gets ruled out, I reckon it will come out even further to me, like plus 12 even. So
would that make you reconsider though, or are you
no,
on it? Are you on it either way?
back in the defense.
I can't lie. I actually don't know who the Giants' backup is, but
It's some bloke called Colt McCoy. Yeah,
oh yeah, he played on
yeah.
he played a few games for Washington last year, I think, but not 100% sure on that one. All right, do you have any others you want to mention? Because that's all my game spreads done. I actually find
Yeah,
it really hard to predict because it's so unpredictable this year. I don't really
yeah,
want to hedge my bets on any, but
yeah. So I've got another one here. Saints -3 over the Falcons. They
which
dust
way are you going? Oh, Saints.
Saints. Yeah,
Okay.
-3. They dusted them up 2 weeks ago, and I'd back them in to do it again. I don't think Julio's going to play. I think his hammy's pretty dodgy, and that they should rest him until he comes back. But yeah, the Saints are just a much better team, way better defense, and even with Taysom Hill, I backed them in to get the job done.
Yeah, even though I was gassing them up before, and they did score 43 points on the weekend, the Falcons' offense isn't necessarily flying, especially in terms of the passing game. Matt Ryan's had a couple pretty average games in a row,
Yeah,
and this Saints defense is a whole nother kettle of fish to the Raiders defense. They are the best in terms of run, pass, and points against since the start of November. So
jeez, that's
yeah,
nasty.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them. They are in good form though, obviously coming off a huge win. But yeah, I like that Saints one there for sure. All right, now I'll get you to do the remaining head to heads that we haven't really discussed, and then following that, I'll get you to do some stat predictions. Who's gonna get more
Toey,
yards and stuff
Toey.
like that? All right, I'm just scanning through which ones we haven't talked about. All right, Colts versus Texans.
Colts versus Texans.
Do you think the
Yeah, no,
Texans are a chance in this one, by the way? Or do you think Will Fuller and Bradley Roby being out is probably going to like rock the team?
yeah, that's pretty tough. I'll take the Colts.
All right.
And this is just head to head, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
head to head.
Colts.
Browns versus Titans.
Oh, Browns are heavy underdogs, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were like $3.50, which is actually saucy, but I'll take the Titans.
Patriots Chargers. This is a flip.
Oh yeah, they were neck and neck. They
Got
were
no
like
idea.
$1.90 each. Pretty sure it's in the Chargers. At the Chargers. Thing is, Chargers just don't know how to win, but
Yeah.
I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, fair enough. The Patriots did lose the week after that Ravens win, I'm pretty sure. Broncos Chiefs.
Chiefs. Mate, the line in that one was like 15.
Yeah. I was tempted to add that, but I was like, no, I can't trust the Broncos at the moment. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with the Ravens Steelers game, but just based on general form, Cowboys Ravens. Are you still backing in the Ravens?
Yeah, that's on Wednesday, Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have all their players back.
Yeah, and then this one's Monday night, the Washington football team against the Steelers. He's thinking about it. Interesting.
Oh no, I'll go the Steelers, but I'm actually going to put that on upset watch. So next week,
I'm putting the Texans Colts on upset watch, but the Colts will probably bounce back and smack them now. Lions Bears, we talked about. Saints Falcon. All right, Rams Cardinals.
Oh, that's hard. No, I'm not trusting Kyle Murray's shoulder, so I'll go the Rams.
Yeah, and then easy to dust off. This is probably an easy one for you, but Eagles Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
Yeah,
Packers. Right. Aaron Jones 5 touchdowns in that one.
All right. Once again, some absolute bias towards your players, but we love to see it. All right, stat predictions time. These are players playing in the same match, and I'm going to give you a category, and you get to choose who's going to do better in that category. Passing yards, Rivers versus Watson.
Watson.
All right, interesting. Murray versus Goff.
Ooh. That's hard. Goff either goes 100 or 400. I'll go Kyler.
All right, rushing yards, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt combined, or Derrick Henry?
Oh, Chubb and Hunt. Actually, I reckon Chubb is the best running back in the comp, but that's a different topic.
You do froth the Chubb. Dalvin Cook versus James Robinson.
Rushing yards?
Yeah.
Dalvin. Hurts, but Dalvin.
DeAndre Swift versus David Montgomery.
Swift. What do you reckon about that one?
Well, Montgomery's guaranteed more rushes, and
true.
Lions are a worse defense, but
that's true.
Swift is way better, so it is tough. Rushing yards alone, I'd probably back Monty. I don't know. I'd also like to think the Bears, the game script will suit Monty, but we don't know. But yeah, I'd probably go to Monty just, but very close. Receptions, who will have the most receptions? This is Michael Thomas and Calvin Ridley. I don't know how you want to take Julio Jones playing or not.
Yeah.
You can pick either side.
Thomas, because it's the Falcons.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he had 9 receptions against them 2 weeks ago. So I'll go with Thomas.
All right, who's going to score more points? The Steelers against Washington or the Chiefs against the Broncos?
Wait, total match points or like just the Steelers?
Those teams point. Yeah, Steelers and Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right, interesting. And then finally, who is going to give away more footy? Who's going to have more turnovers, the Bills or the 49ers?
Oh, they're playing each other.
Yeah, it's pretty random.
Ooh.
Pretty random category, to be honest. But Derek Carr's inspired me.
I feel like Josh Allen doesn't actually throw that many picks. Could be wrong on that. I'm going to go with the Niners. Back Mullins to throw a couple picks.
All right, love to see it.
Even though Tre'Davious has been low-key shit this season.
Speaking of Mullins, if this 49ers have a good couple weeks, Garoppolo is scheduled to come back like week 13 or 14. Say Mullins plays 12 and 13. No, this is week 13. Say he plays well this week.
Yeah.
And Garoppolo comes back the next week. Are you benching Mullins?
Yeah, that's actually juicy.
Because I reckon that's a genuine... After a big week for the 49ers, if they come out this week, upset the Bills, like I think it'd be pretty hard to bench Mullins personally.
Yeah,
they do love Jimmy G.
So. Yeah, well, I don't think they should, but I think they will. I think they'll bring back Jimmy.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So that's all we've got for you today. Really enjoyed this episode. Actually loved that last section as I always do. Thanks for joining me, Pilch.
No worries, mate.
And thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed us, go check out our previous content and stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. We'll be back at you with a Week 13 fantasy preview. Thank you.
Queensland! It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli! Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.